Alright, so in this lecture I will talk about JavaScript executor. So what is JavaScript executor and where do we use that when working with Selenium? Let's see that. JS demo. JSE JavaScript executor. Let's write like that. Okay, so till now you know how to handle the elements using Selenium WebDriver methods. But one thing you should also know that before Selenium being invented, you can actually access all your HTML related objects on a web page using document. We generally say it as a DOM. DOM stands for documentary object model. JavaScript provides it. Using JavaScript, there is a DOM element exposed by JavaScript with which you can access all the objects in the web page. Keep Selenium aside. So check out this sentence. HTML DOM document object is the owner of all other objects in your web page. So that means this document object is an owner and have access to all the objects whatever you defined on HTML. So if you want to access any element in a HTML page, just like this is one HTML page, you can access any element with document object. Let me show you. So there is no Selenium here. Console. So we have created XPath and CSS, right? But simply with the document dot, and you have all this again in JavaScript DOM as well, like get elements by ID, class name, tag name, everything. Apart from what Selenium provides, you have so much of methods available in DOM to access your HTML attributes. Okay, so now why we are discussing this topic now? So Selenium will help you to execute your JavaScript DOM elements as well. Okay, so goal here is, we just now understood that JavaScript DOM can access any elements on web page just like how Selenium does. In fact, it does more than what Selenium provides. I'll tell you some examples in this lecture. So Selenium have a feature, have a method to execute JavaScript code in it. So right now we are dealing this entire course in Python, right? But still Selenium is giving a provision to execute JavaScript inside your Python code. Because this DOM, whatever we are accessing, is nothing but JavaScript family. So let's now see how to access this DOM JavaScript from your Selenium Python, and I will also explain why do we need this, because Selenium does everything, right? There are some instances where your Selenium may fail to either access the elements or to identify the elements on page. You will see them rarely. If you ask me what are those instances, I could not give you the general one. It could be anywhere based upon how that website is designed. At that time, you can still able to access that element and perform operations like click, send keys, everything using DOM of JavaScript. So if you think that if you can able to achieve it using JavaScript document object, Selenium guys are telling that I will give provision to execute this JavaScript DOM object from my Selenium script, so that even if I fail, you can still use this to continue your automation. That's their goal. Now let's try to understand with a practical example. So let me where did we define that? Yeah, Angular practice, right? So I will copy this code and I'll put it in my JavaScript demo. Alright, so after you enter any text in this name edit box, let's say now I entered hello. Now if I want to get the text present in this edit box again, how do I get it? You know, there is a simple method called dot text which will give us that. Let's see. Our goal first is to enter something in this edit box. We already saw that, right? We did n number of examples, but I will show you something different this time. Find element by dot name, because there is name attribute. Send keys hello. Right, so after I enter some text, if I want to get again text which is present in that edit box, it's very simple. So after first step, your code will be like this. Now you want to know the text present in this edit box. Just want to check if that is correctly entered or not. If that is the case, you will still spy on that specific edit box. This time you will say dot text to retrieve the text present in that edit box. So what would be the output? It should be hello, isn't it? Because you just entered something in that edit box and you are trying to get the text present in that edit box. Nothing different here. So let's run this code and see what does it print. Okay, let's go back. You see, nothing is printed. So blank data is being printed here. There is no data. What happened? Why not hello is printed? Till now we know that if you enter something and if you want to get any text out of that browser, you need to spy that element identifier and you want to do dot text method. But why it is not working now? So one thing you need to understand, when browser loads with some text, only on that specific text you can do dot text to retrieve. If you enter some input from Selenium script and if you are trying to grab the text what you entered, that's not possible using text method. There are ways to do that, but not text method. See, now if you apply anywhere here, the text will work. It's not working here because that is the text entered by Selenium script. Hello is the word entered by Selenium script. If it is default there already, then obviously text will work. So how to get whatever you entered now? We just understood that Selenium can't do this because previous text is entered by Selenium only. So two ways are there here. One simple way is that these Selenium guys have smartly inherited one method from JavaScript DOM, which is nothing but get attribute. This method is exposed by Selenium, but it is actually inherited from JavaScript DOM element. Okay, so there is no JavaScript executor till now. I did not start discussing on that. I'm just showing you that there is a method available in Selenium, but let me show you. This is document DOM object model, and if you try to do get attribute, you should see somewhere attribute. One second. Create attribute is defined, but there should be somewhere get attribute as well. I'm not sure why it's not in the page, but I can confirm you that this is inherited from this JavaScript DOM model. In this, if you pass value, because right now in this edit box there is no value attribute, isn't it? We have seen in previous lectures that get attribute, using that method you can give any attribute name and that will actually give the value present in this attribute. But in this JavaScript DOM, if you simply pass this value key, even if developer do not define any value attribute here, it will by default take whatever name or whatever text present in that edit box and it will give you back. Okay, so whenever if you think that this is not working, then use this get attribute of value. This will be nothing but just grabbing the text value present in that edit box. And do remember that that's inherited from document object model of JavaScript. Okay, I did not print it in the output. So first one is blank. Now second one, when I try to print, it should print hello in the output. Let's see. Awesome. You see that? So this part is blank. The cursor is here, this which belongs to step number 10, where is get text not working. In step number 11, we saw that. So now you can achieve it purely using JavaScript without even depending upon your Selenium. Let me show you. Selenium exposes a method called driver.execute script. Yeah, this one. So execute script is nothing but execute JavaScript commands. Now you can pass your pure JavaScript command inside this argument so that JavaScript will be executed. There is no Selenium here. Selenium is just giving its control to the JavaScript whatever you pass inside this argument. Now we have to build locator. So right now our JavaScript do not know where exactly that edit box is present, right? So let me show you how to access that using DOM. Go to console, and we are now purely using document object. Document dot get elements by name. You see that there is a plural. There is no singular in DOM. It's everything is like find elements. Get elements by name attribute and then give your name attribute. What is our name attribute here? Name only, right? For that specific edit box what we are targeting. So out of it returns all the elements with name attribute. Out of all that we need at 0th index because that is where our edit box is present, and hit and enter. You see that hello, oh, one second. Automatically that hello edit box is being highlighted, and the one what we have written is not Selenium. It's DOM object model provided by JavaScript. Okay, so now we will carefully copy this complete locator, and now let's go back to our test. So because we are actually trying to execute that complete JavaScript now to retrieve that hello text. Yeah, once you reach there, on this step, now you say dot value. Value is a method exposed by JavaScript, I clearly told you, and that get attribute of value also Selenium inherited from here only. Hit and enter, and you see that hello is printed in the output. You can straight away see the output in the console only, the edit box. Awesome. Now take this entire string, and now we will put it in our execute script. Okay, and add return statement so that that particular text whatever you got in the output will be returned back to your Selenium, and you can print it to see in the output. Okay, so I will now print. I'll wrap print statement so that whatever value have been written will print in the output. And this is purely JavaScript. There is no Selenium here. Selenium is simply giving its control to JavaScript with execute script method, and the same step how we have done in 11 now we are achieving with JavaScript executor. Let me run this again, and you will see two hellos this time, one with JavaScript executor and one with normal Selenium. Okay, you see that? This is just an example. Tomorrow, for whatever reason, if you think that Selenium methods are not being able to exactly identify the element, then do not get panic. Then use this document dot, and then it's like driver dot find elements only. It's easy to understand. You just say dot here, so that will show all the methods available and you can play around it. Get element by class name, tag name, id. You can use all this and then make your script work. Okay, let's continue this in our next lecture again. Thank you.